It is raining right now. You might even be able to hear it, actually. I don't know. Playing Rivulet again. I guess that's fitting, right? Yeah, actually, very important that I change the setting. Wall pouncing. There we go. I don't like wall pouncing as Saint, but it's very nice as Rivulet. Go. The pilgrimage again. AKA Echo's Run. I think putting that in the title makes it more obvious what the goal is immediately, even if you don't really know speedrun categories. I don't know if pilgrimage is immediately obvious. That's like what it means. Hello everyone who's joining in. We're just starting out with the real attempts. I figure that it's a short enough category. I need to worry too much about practicing a ton. Did I do the wrong strategy? I might have done the wrong strategy. Yeah. We'll see, because for pilgrimage, I need extra. Yeah. So actually, I probably shouldn't have done it. Whatever. I'll just eat the fruit on the way out. Karma caching now. Let me know if the audio is all good. And remember for pilgrimage that we want long cycles, so 7 or 8 hits on the timer. That is required. And if you get 6 tips, then if you go like, if you don't make any mistakes at all, then it's possible. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. And one more karma cache. We're in Shoreline. That's crazy. Hopefully I can remember the movement. Oh, this is a long cycle. That's good. So I'm gonna need to grab the fruit. Eat. I'm not worried about that. Okay, like scavengers. I'm gonna assume that I have turn storage. Actually, never mind. Just kidding, I did have turn storage. Yeah, it's raining a lot. Just sure that's audible a little bit. A bit of background noise. Actually kind of nice though. I was almost too high. Makes the game more immersive? Well, not yet. And I'm not being crushed to death. Or drowning. Hello, welcome to the stream. I don't like you. Why do you have to be green? I'll try a point. Just kidding. I just missed. Oh, that guy tried to get me. Oh, goodbye, spider. Lots of tongue there. That almost curved around the corner. That was good. That was so fine. Yeah, just wait there. Have patience. Have confidence. Committing deforestation. Me playing Stardew Valley when I want to craft some extra chests. Yeah, we're on time. Let's grab a bat file. Would have liked to have grabbed a bat fly there. I don't think it's a huge deal. I mean, hold up. Yeah, we're fine. I already have an extra food pip, but it does save a little bit of time later to get food. I'll just need to grab like an extra bat fly in Sky Islands. Uncountable acres of forest. Any bomb can... Bombs deal damage to trees. I mean, if you're talking about Stardew. But you need to, like, use multiple. Or, like, you can weaken the trees with bombs and then hit them with an axe. Didn't do that very well. There's no rocks. I couldn't do the thing. Rivulet is very smooth, very slippery. Oh, I forgot the wall pounce there. Alright. Believe we decided there was no good movement there. No wall jump. Okay, don't wall pounce there, but do the wall pounce. Got the gigantic massive trees, yeah. This is a very short cycle, but that's actually good. Scare away the lizards. Big jump? Not really. Oh. Yeah. There's a wall pounce there. I forgot about that. Not quite like muscle memory. Probably unnecessary. No wall pants. Oh boy. Excuse me. Yeah, that was a great idea. I think I'm just dead, actually. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, well, I don't know what you're supposed to do about that. I mean, you could just wait, of course. Always find out when you actually get that jump correctly. I'll jump there. Eat all the fruit, then grab these two. There we go. That's slow still, but we're moving. Yeah, that's like the point, right? That ducks they're like more expensive. Or they're harder to get. So of course they should be more valuable. I feel like I always want to explain how things work. Especially game mechanics. Like someone will say some random comments about something in a game and be like, oh, you know how that works? Also, maybe I shouldn't do that. Like, I think I have I mean, I'm not like a professional. I have a decent sense of Stardew meta. If your goal is to make a ton of money, then it's like, okay, here's the strategies you can use. Or no, here's the strategy that you can use that is just the best. Just makes more money than anything else. Don't even think about doing anything else, because you'll be inefficient. For a lot of people, that's not a good way to play the game. Oh no. Not the right move. I accidentally picked up a spear and I was just trying to get rid of it. You just happened to be in the way, you know. It is also a little unfortunate if you look up videos for like tips and tricks and whatever for Stardew. A lot of time it's like how to make the most money. And personally, that's the way that I play the game. But it's more like, how can I pick some niche strategy and optimize it as much as possible? I think I prefer that. I think that's how I prefer for a lot of games, because there's pretty much guaranteed to be one strategy that is better than everything else. Yeah. So let's say let's not do that strategy. Let's just pick something else and just see, okay, how far can this take me? Oh, thunder. That's a spider. Yeah, I mean, okay. The best strategy for Stardew is to plant a ton of crops with high value, like melons, starfruit, ancient fruit, pumpkins, stuff like that, and then use kegs. Basically process everything you get. So if you like, starfruit wine is like the best way to make money. Oh my goodness, can I chain two together? Hello, welcome to the stream. But it's honestly not really a fun way to play the game, because it's very passive, you know? You basically plant the crops, and if you have sprinklers, you don't interact with them at all. And even then, it's kind of boring to water like the whole field. So you plant the crops, water them, fertilize them, whatever. And then you wait for like half the month. And then eventually you have a bunch of money. It's like, wow, I didn't really do anything. If you want to make money by, let's say, going to the mines, then it's like actually the game that you're playing. And if it's like fishing, that's always, you're doing something there. Although maybe it's a little bit too engaged. It's the pull hop. Like, you have to be like constantly fishing, and it takes a long time, and the timer is paused for it. Let's try to actually hit these wall pounces. That would help. Or like bees. I'm a fan of bees. Oh, I didn't realize I fell down. I don't know why. I think bees are a lot of fun, but they're not really good. They're not very good at all. Because beehives are, I guess they're called bee houses, alright? They're super expensive. They require like a ton of coal and wood. Coal is like really hard to get, or just really expensive. So you need to make a lot of coal. You need to get a lot of coal. And then it takes a long time for flowers to grow. So at the beginning of a month, you're waiting for all the flowers to grow. And it's only like the second half of the month where you can actually start harvesting honey. And even then, it's like not really worth that much. So you really need like a massive field of bees to make it like worthwhile. But by the time you have that much stuff, it's probably like year 2, and you don't really need the money anymore, or there's like much better ways to get it. No, not really that you don't need the money. There's a lot of things to spend money on late game, but I mean, like just planting like one crop of starfruit, and that's gonna give you way more. Yeah. Okay. The skills. We do a little ranting. The skills in Stardew are super unbalanced, in my experience. Fishing is like way too easy to level up. I always get level 10 fishing, like in spring, because it's super energy efficient, right? You have no energy in the early game, so just fish. You usually gain energy from fishing by eating like the seaweed or algae you get, right? Or you can just eat the fish too. So you're like very low on energy, you just spend the whole day doing something else. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day fishing with like a little bit of energy I have left. And you like level up from that little bit of fishing alone. And you just do that for the entire like first season and you're level 10. You can catch the legend too. Actually not usually level 10. If I focus on fishing, maybe I'll get level 10, but in the first year it's super easy to get. Something like foraging is like 10 times harder to level up. Because just the act of foraging is limited by the fact by like how much forage there is, right? You could search across the entire map and like not even get enough XP to level up. And so the next best way to get foraging experience is to chop down trees. So it's like that's really energy intensive, especially at the very beginning of the game. Your axe really sucks. You have very low efficiency since you're low leveled. So it costs a ton of energy to chop down trees. You're going to be eating a lot of food. And you can't even cut down like the hardwood trees, which give you more XP. So the best way to eventually becomes to go to the secret woods and chop down the hardwood stumps. It's like the best way to get foraging XP, and it still takes like a whole month of doing that to get to level, like max at your level. And then farming is like super easy because like you can just you just keep planting an arbitrary amount of crops and like if you want to get to level 10, just like fill your entire field plants and you'll get there. And you're gonna be farming like all the time anyway, right? Yeah, and then like mining XP is like pretty easy to get because like gems and ore nodes give you a ton of XP and you're gonna need a lot of resources. So go to the mine just like a ton of gems and ores, and you'll level up pretty quickly if you're efficient with it. And then combat experience is like actually like kind of bad because eventually you just want to avoid the enemies. Just focus on mining stuff. You need resources. And you just spend like a very long time like deliberately going out of your way just to kill enemies to level up. I knew that was gonna not work. Just a bit too low. Abomination. I stab you. You've gotten away. I thought even if you don't do like the optimal movement here, you can improvise with so many other options. Like sure, I'll do a wall pounce here and jump off that pole and just do whatever, man. That was better. I think my tier list for difficulty to level skills is fishing, easiest. Then probably mining. Fishing, mining, farming, combat, foraging. That's my ranking. I'm kind of throwing. And of course these change depending on your playstyle. Actually, usually fishing is like quite hard for some people. I guess some people say that fishing is like the hardest thing to do in the game, and so they don't level up at all. Is the category? I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful category. I think it should be the standard for Riv. Like, oh, you want to speedrun Rivulet? You should play this category. Yeah, I don't need to karma cash. Not yet. This is a longer cycle. Let's hope that the white lizards aren't like crazy. Should not worry too much about picking up that spear. I don't think I've ever fought the Dread Nautilus. Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten like a really early blood moon in hard mode without like, you know what, I can go fight that boss. Got it. We were speaking earlier, training record, what category? Yeah, which category for really? Really? That was fine. Hey dude, don't mind me. That was weird. Whatever happened there. I don't know why I missed the poll. Oh, well, it's some random category. Expedition Hunter Gatherer perks allowed. Okay. I don't like that category. It's crafting, right? Like you just get the crafting perk and you just craft all the food items or the whatever items that you need. I'm not a huge fan of that because it's the fun part about the Hunter Gatherer expedition is the exploration and traveling to so many different regions to get the items. If you just craft them all, it's like, well, you don't really go anywhere. But that's cool. Yeah, still GG. And the same thing goes for most of the like perks allowed categories. I mean, I don't really engage with the expedition ones much anyway, but not this song. Oh, that's the wrong pipe. But yeah, it's like if every character has perks allowed, every slugcat kind of merges into the same being, if that makes sense. Every character gets a double jump, every character gets high agility, every character can, you just have like every ability. It's not like any character really feels that unique. Is there a no spear challenge now? Here, on the challenges, someone put the someone should add a challenge to the list. Beat Spearmaster's campaign in under 55 minutes. Some people seem to want to complete the challenge, or yeah. Some people want to complete the challenges real quick, right? That's good motivation. No rocks at all. I can pick them up. Take risks out here. We take risks. Yeah. Look. I mean, I don't know if you guys were here when I was talking about this, but if we just got every speedrun together, or every speedrunner together, and everyone ran Speedmaster for like 12 hours, someone would win, surely, right? If we had that many people trying. Guy who has a fish. Just like, remember to respect the wildlife. Then he says backflip and he throws the fish in, spinning it around. I think you could apply that to Riv somehow. This room was not done very well. You would think that because I've done that room like 300 times by now, 400 maybe, that I'd be good at it. Why are there so many inf challenges? That also bothered me. I choose to not engage with that character, and yet completing every challenge would actually just require it straight up. I messed it up. I guess that's the point, isn't it? It's a really strong weapon, but it's hard to get. And not only are they challenges for inf, but they are like the most difficult challenges on the list. Like most of them are like at the very top, or I guess bottom. Hard suckouts tend to be good for challenges. I usually think of it the other way around. If a character is easy, or if there's a game mode that's easy, that means that you can push yourself harder. You can make more challenges because you have more options. In harder difficulties, or for harder characters, it's like, okay, here's like the best strategies, here's like the strategies that you need to use to make any progress at all, right? But when it's easy, it's like, okay, you have a ton of options to now take on a very difficult self-imposed challenge. Like balloons, you know what? Let's talk about balloons. BTV6, that's a fun game. Maybe I'll play it someday. Actually, probably not. It's kind of boring, but I don't know. That game has a lot of maps of varying difficulty. And I'm usually not a fan of the really difficult maps. I really like the easy maps. Ooh, short cycle. Gotta focus up. But on the easy maps, it means that you can basically pick whatever strategy you want and just try to make it work. Even if it's not like a meta strategy, even if it's not a very good strategy at all, you just kind of see, like, does the strategy have any chance at all? That one didn't. And because it's an easy map, you can get away with doing ridiculous don't continue. You can get away with doing, like, really unoptimal strategies. Whereas on the most difficult maps, often you need to follow some specific strategy. Like there's like some of the most difficult maps usually have like a very determined like starting strategy. Like if you don't do the strategy, you literally just cannot make it through the first few rounds. Like put a dart monkey here, but a sub here, and then on this round set the targeting to strong, upgrade this tower, you know, follow the strategy until you get to this round, in which case you can start diversifying your strategy. But what if you want to try to see if you can get to round 100 with only like 2 towers? That's a pretty common challenge. Well, that's usually only possible on really easy maps, and it's still difficult because it's a really limiting to only have 2 towers, right? Just that the easier map lets you do that. If you're playing in, playing a character where a lot of people probably just get out of the first area. I mean, I'm sure there's strategies. I'm sure that a lot of players have just gotten used to it and they can generally make some progress whenever they need to. But most like random people that I've seen play range, they just get stuck in the beginning for a very long time. And so if that was if you're playing that campaign where you are like, kind of a weak, actually maybe not a weak character, I guess they maybe they're kind of strong, but like generally like the environment is really hazardous, there's a lot of horrible creatures. Now that you're in this environment where options are incredibly limited, now go do this other challenge. Go like tame some creature and like do whatever the challenge is. That's why I like Riv. They're such an easy character, but it means that you can really push yourself. Their movement is extremely fast, and it's like, yeah, if you want, you can backflip over a lizard. You can like make every jump with ease. But what if you try to see, okay, how fast can I go? When you're asking that question, it's actually very difficult. Like the skill thing is incredibly high to see how far you can push Rivulet's movement. Even though they are a strong character and it makes the game easy, by trying to like take advantage of all the movements that you possibly can, I think that's not so easy anymore, right? Short answer, fast. Hey, dude. Brute shield technology. Damn, there's a lot of lightning. I messed with the wall jump there. Usually there's a way you can avoid that. Snail's trying to sabotage me. Being in the worst positions possible. Every creature in the game be like. Isn't that room so loud? It's like there's a huge waterfall in the background, but Why are all fast things blue? Oops. Damn, I just jumped straight into that. Oh. He blocked me perfectly. Why did they drop me in the first place, though? That's a shame. He looks to the moon as an answer. Hello, moon. Why am I so fast? How have I defied the limits of biology? 3 things you can think of. Thank you for that. Is that a snail down there? Let's pull up. Oh shoot. The streaming? Are we live? I don't know if I'm able to keep streaming. The lights of my room turned off for like half a second. There's a non-zero chance that the stream just ends all of a sudden. Okay, long cycle. Move. I don't know why I'm standing there. The fruit. Why'd you have to hit the fruit, dude? It's the one thing I want. I don't need drugs. I appreciate the scavengers who don't mind when you just like jump straight into their face. Whole new shell in Mario Kart. probably turn off the noise reduction on my microphone. And you could just hear the thunder in the background. Oh, that sucks. Don't do. Oh my goodness, you had to do a backflip. I would have been fine. A normal jump would have worked. I could have gone under him. Nope, backflip right up to him. Just because why not? I might not be able to make much progress today. Hey, I did make it to Sky Islands. Right? What happened there? What happened in Sky Islands? I think I just... I don't remember. Huh. But, right. Cyan Lizard. Dementia Gaming. Yeah. Oh. And Rainbow movement is so messy. Just jumping on. Oh. You're just jumping all over the place. Maybe you'll do the correct movement. Maybe. I think Blade Staff is my favorite summoning weapon. Next to the Terra Prisma. Is that what it's called? the Empress swords? I like them because they just stick right next to you. And the moment there's an enemy, they target them instantly. And the moment that enemy is dead, they return to you instantly. They're super responsive. I was actually playing Calamity again recently. Trying out summoner stuff. And the quality of summoning weapons varies so much. It's all over the place. Some summons are wonderful. Like the Shoot, do I have a good example? Some summons are really good. But some summons will wander off who knows where and fight some enemy like a whole screen away that you can't even see. Except they're on the other side of a wall, and their projectile doesn't go through walls, so they're just shooting the wall repeatedly on the other side of the room. And they don't even retarget enemies that you hit with the whip, or try to like target with the staff itself. Vanilla summons are pretty decent in terms of functionality, but a lot of them are still like summon a like the summon is as a minion that sticks to the floor. You know, they're affected by gravity. In that case, they can kind of get stuck really easily. Like usually flying summons are way better, at least in my experience. Maybe against like a boss in a good arena, they can still work really well. Yeah, it probably depends on defense. Also, I don't think whips work in Calamity. I don't know if I'm like making this up. The summon tag damage should just be a flat damage bonus, right? So if you have an enemy, or if you have a summon that does 10 damage, and an enemy with 0 defense, it will do 10 damage. If you hit them with a whip with like 5 tag damage, then the minion will do 15 damage, yeah? It just adds that tag damage to your summon. It felt like sometimes that just did not work in Calamity. Although I wouldn't be surprised because Calamity doesn't really like whips. Doesn't even add a single one. So if you're using summoners, if you're playing summoner, and you get like post Moonlord, like the Kaleidoscope is the only whip that you'll be able to use. You'll be using that against like Spring Calamitous. And also the Blade Staff and Whips is like a super strong combination. Because they do really low base damage, but they attack really quickly. So adding a small amount of extra base damage to that is like really significant. Yeah, they don't like it. I think I mean, actually, I don't know that I don't really engage with the Calamity community at all. I'm pretty sure they said that whips make Summoner stronger, and Summoner is already like very powerful, so it's unnecessary, or something along those lines. Oh yeah, the whips are melee weapons, as if that doesn't apply to every single other weapon type in the game. Like, melee weapons are also magic weapons, and ranged weapons are sometimes like magic weapons, and magic weapons are basically like whatever they want. I think that, like, thematically and functionally, whips are like super fitting for Summoner class. And here's a crazy idea. If your mod makes Summoner overpowered with whips, maybe just nerf them a little bit, so that with the use of whips, they are then equally powerful. How about that? Because Calamity has this mechanic where if you aren't holding a summon weapon, your summons are weaker, which really annoys me because I really like hybrid classes where you like use summons alongside other weapons. But if they're just like, if they do like just less damage, like it barely makes a difference if you have them, right? It also adds, it also adds like an extra playstyle of like, do you focus on the summons or do you focus on the whips? Because you can buff the whip a lot with like attack speed and range with some armor sets and make the weapon itself very powerful. Or don't worry about the whip at all, just make your weapons stronger and the whip is still effective. And sometimes you don't even want to use that as a weapon because it will mess with your minion's targeting, right? So you just want to hit an enemy once with it and then wait a bit. Did not mean to do a backflip. Imagine accidentally backflipping. How do you even go about doing that? But Calamity is more interested in changing Calamity. Calamity is more interested in changing the vanilla Terraria to fit its needs rather than the other way around. if the developers make a decision, if the like original Terraria developers make a decision, Ultimate Calamity will disagree and just like outright remove that change or completely rework the system. Maybe I'm just like nostalgic and biased towards vanilla Terraria. I noticed something. Sometimes people will talk about games that I like and be like, yeah, the graphics are pretty bad. And I'm like, what? Graphics are wonderful. There's nothing wrong with the graphics at all. Like a lot of people say that about Terraria. But the sprites are not great. And that's definitely true sometimes. A lot of the sprites are pretty outdated, but still I think they're mostly fine, and a lot of them have been reworked anyway. There's nothing wrong with pixel art alone. But I like Terraria a lot. I think the way that it works on its own is like totally fine. And the mods are like, oh yeah, we need to like modernize it. We need to like fix all these problems that it has. I'm like, no you don't. It's already fine. Just add new content. That's the appeal of a mod, is that you get to do more. You get to play the game that you like but do more. Not play the game that you like but a bit different because they didn't really like it. Surely the Calamity team could just make their own game, right? At this point. They have the resources. They've already reworked the same mod like 100 times. What if they put that effort into actually making something new? And instead of having to change the way a game already works, why can't they just make their own thing? Hmm? I imagine that if they did do that, you'd run into a lot of jank. It would actually not like be of amazing quality. Because Terraria is already such a good foundation. Probably keeping things remaining functional. In terms of code, I don't know, but in terms of design, probably. Hello? Have you ever done an extended slide before? I was jump boosted accidentally. Or Minecraft. Goodness, Minecraft. I think it looks totally fine. I think the game looks great. It's very simple, and that's all it has to be. But people like to add shaders to the game, and I think it kind of makes the game look worse. Honestly, especially like because what you're doing basically is taking a very stylized game and applying like realistic lighting to it. And it makes things look like plastic. Like it obviously depends on the shader. They all look different in their own ways, but like everything looks like plastic. Ah, I messed it up. Oh, here we are again. Yeah, I don't know, it makes the game look really weird. I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm really used to the way vanilla Minecraft looks. But trying to make a stylized game in terms of like blocks and everything, and then like making it look real, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Same with Terraria, there's shaders for Terraria. And they're actually kind of adding some shader effects to the game in the next update. We'll see how that turns out. I'm sure you can turn it off too. Is that actually faster? I don't think so. Although, render distance improvements are really nice. Although I've never used those mods. Being able to see really far is like nice. You get to just see the terrain, see the environment, instead of just seeing like fog in the distance. I hate fog. Why? Okay. More complaints for me. We're just complaining about everything. I don't like when games add fog or smoke or things that obstruct your view. And obviously it's realistic. Like, oh yeah, that nice like fog effect that lets you know that something's in the distance, right? But it's like you're making a game. You can remove the fog, right? You can make it look better. You can see more. I mean, it's like debatable whether that makes it better or not. I think that being able to like see clearly, I think that's a benefit. Scavengers. That's a lizard. Or like motion blur. Why would you purposely add motion blur back into a game? In fact, our eyes have motion blur just naturally. In fact, that's what motion blur is. Things that are moving rapidly have this blur to them. So it's like, to make a game realistic, we must add that effect in, even though it's already happening when you're seeing it. I guess that's the difference between realistic and stylized games. I find it funny when graphics started like improving as like hardware started getting better, and it's like, okay, we can start making like somewhat realistic graphics that like people went all in, like in games or in animated movies or shows or whatever. Like, yeah, let's try to make it look as realistic as possible. But like they weren't quite there yet, so it just kind of made everything look uncanny. And then it took so long to realize, hey, we can make stuff stylized still, and it will still look good. Especially in addition with like all the fancy like lighting stuff too. And you don't need to add in the same like visual effects that are in present in real life. You can add your own. You can stylize things. Yeah, that's crazy. You can do whatever you want. And that's why every old game that still looks good is because of stylized graphics. Like pixel art. It's why pixel art is still like popular. I'm sure that some people are getting tired of it. Like every indie game nowadays is pixel art, right? But like, I don't know, man. I don't mind it. I love pixel art. Like old games that like had good artists that use pixel art. Like yeah, that was a limitation, but it, you know, they still made art. Or like early 3D games with like cell shading, that usually still looks pretty good. We try to like do like hyper realistic stuff without the right like hardware. It just like kind of looks bad. Okay. Just centipedes. That was actually in a really bad spot. I don't know how I kept going. No, I did the tech that you're supposed to do, but it didn't line up properly. Close one. What's he doing? Let's jump correctly. These rooms are such a playground for Riv. You can really do just whatever you want. The perfect environment. That was close. Risky? No. literally just thought I was moving faster. What? Hold on, what even happened? So there's a lizard there. I'm climbing up, and they just climb with me. That's it. Nice song choice. Yeah, something that surprised me. Blade Staff is like really good against the Destroyer. I don't know why it doesn't really feel like it would be the right option, or maybe that was just because of Calamity. I don't know what would have been different, but it felt like it was still like just really good. It's because of the way that it works. Because it does have armor piercing. You know, I kind of wonder what are like interesting way. You know, let me do something real quick. Real quick. I mean, I'm already done. But what are like interesting ways to make defense in a game? Because like the standard way to do it is that defense is just like subtracts the damage that you take. Yeah. If you take 20 damage, or if an attack deals 20 damage, you have 10 defense, then it then deals 10 damage to you. And if you have like 20 defense, then it would then do 0 damage, but maybe it would like go up to a minimum of 1. So you would only take 1 damage if your defense was high enough. But it can kind of lead to situations where if you have enough defense, you don't take damage from anything. Or things that deal like a lot of damage in a single attack, defense doesn't really do much at all. Yeah. Like if you have like even like 100 defense, but an attack deals 500 damage, you're still taking 400 damage. Like honestly, you could wear like no defense at all, and it wouldn't really make a difference. You're still gonna take a ton of damage. So usually that's where like damage reduction is good, just a percentage decrease. So if it was like minus 10% damage, that like 500 damage attack would now deal 450, which I guess is actually less significant than the 100 defense, but you know, it makes a difference. So it's like percentage decrease is good against high defense targets or high attack damage. And then flat defense is good against low damage. What if it was like there are different tiers of defense, and you need like your attack damage is to have a higher tier than that's, or like an armor piercing tier that was separate from damage. So you could have like a 100 damage projectile that has like very low armor piercing, so you only need a little bit of armor to ignore it. Hello, welcome to the stream. I feel like there's more interesting things that you can do than just a flat damage reduction, right? Although it is the most intuitive. Like the more your defense, the less damage you take. There's also like defense that could half damage at a maximum. Like let's say that you have enough of this defense so that you can take a maximum of like 20 damage. And that would be most effective against really high damage attacks. If it deals 500 damage to you, then it's gonna get capped to like 20, right? But if you get attacked by a ton of like 5 damage projectiles, you're still gonna take 5 damage from all of them. My fruit. Bye. There's also this really fun combination of mechanics that I like messing with, where let's say you have some ability to regen and improve your regen, some amount of defense, and some amount of max health, right? So you have all these parameters you can control. If you maximize your max health, you get as much max health as you can, then your regen is proportionally less effective. You're going to be regenerating a lower percentage of your max health every second. And so a big attack, like a lot of burst damage, is not going to kill you, but it's going to also going to take a long time to regenerate all that damage. Whereas, let's say you maximize defense, but you still have pretty low max health, then that same big attack, you might be able to survive it if you are defensive enough. If your defense is high enough, you can still survive that attack. But you have less health to regenerate, so your low amount of regeneration is still just as effective. You could potentially get to the point where you have just a little bit of health. I honestly minimizing health, but just maximizing regen could mean that you regenerate your small amount of health instantly, and you basically don't take any damage at all. Although regeneration is usually considered a very powerful ability, and so it's pretty uncommon. Or it might be the kind of game where health is a really valuable resource, and any amount of health gain is pretty valuable, pretty rare. Every cycle, you're given a random set of creatures in an order, and you have that sequence. Okay, you have to have that sequence of kills in your kill counts at the end of the cycle. How would the creatures be determined? Because what if you got jetfish, orange lizard, vulture? Would you have to be really good at traveling to very far? I mean, actually, that wouldn't be too bad. Those particular creatures, but you know what I mean, right? Creatures could randomly be picked from very distant regions. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't think that'd be too hard to make as a nice normal program. Just click which region you're in, and it'd give you a list of creatures in that region. But I mean, there's some balance, potential balance issues. Oh my goodness. Kind of the way Expedition is already pretty unbalanced. If it gives you a quest to kill 12 vultures, it's okay, yeah, 12 vultures. I mean, 12 of any creature is kind of rough. You'll like run out of all the creatures in a region, but it should be like 12 pink lizards and then like 4 vultures. But if it was only to kill 1 creature, and also how many? I guess the difficulty will increase. Give every creature a difficulty rating, and then weights the probability of that creature showing up in the list by their difficulty. But bias it towards the more difficult creatures as you like progress the challenge. And then by the end of the challenge, it's like kill a red lizard and a king vulture and you know, stuff like that. I'm kind of bad today. I'll be honest. Add Leviathans. Yeah, all the stuff you can't kill. That's fun. That would be the point where you're not supposed to go any further. Kill screen. Or maybe just have like a maximum weight. So let's say you give like a weight value to each creature and a maximum weight for each cycle, and it randomly picks creatures until it reaches the weight limit, and then every cycle that weight limit goes up. So at first it's like kill like a green lizard, or kill like an egg bug and a pink lizard, and then it's like eventually it's like, all right, kill a vulture, kill a blue lizard, kill a white lizard, kill a scavenger, kill a, you know, it just like kind of adds up more and more. And also with higher weights, it's like allows it to like pick the more dangerous creatures more often. But if you got the dangerous creatures, it'd be like kill a red lizard and a blue lizard, and that would be it. I also happen to have sprites of all of the arena icons. What if it was like, you could only kill the creatures on the list? So you actually had to avoid killing stuff unless it was specifically on the list. Such that if you were to like create a list of all the creatures that you killed in a run in order, it would match the challenge. But also, what is your motivation to move around? I mean, if you're in outskirts, it's gonna give you outskirts creatures to kill. Yeah. But it shouldn't give you creatures to kill that aren't in outskirts. But I mean, if it did, then you would never have a reason to leave outskirts. Unless you like want a karma or something. Or maybe just tell you which region to go. Like, just pick a random adjacent region that you have to go to, and it just gives you creatures to kill in that region. I guess that would kind of make you, like, randomly wander around the map. Unless your, like, goal was to, just beat the game, like, go to Pebbles, go to the depths. And along the way, you have to, like, kill the creatures that are on the list. If it could only pick creatures from adjacent regions, or you know, the region you're in plus adjacent ones, it could pick like from two like opposite regions, right? Like Green Outskirts could give you like a green lizard and a white lizard and a like salamander. It's like, okay, how do I get all of these in one cycle? Like, genuine question, not even for speedrunning, why are there scavengers in that room? What are they doing in there? There's no space for all of them. The snails that are, like, constantly getting in the way. They can't go to, like, the gutter, or they can't go to, yeah, they can't go to the gutter. What are they doing there? For what reason? Just to get in your way? Just to be annoying? Actually, if that spawn point was removed, then for most players they would be more likely to encounter scavengers. More likely to see them in a place elsewhere in the region than this one little tiny area that you barely go to normally. And I guess there is a scavenger up there for the cutscene, right? So it makes sense that they're in this area roughly. Why does that have to be the opening sequence anyway? For what reason is Rivulet fighting with the scavengers? Why can't we just be chill? I think they'd be more worried about other things, huh? Yeah, I wasn't even playing when that all happened. I have no control over that. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I've been stuck in this area for a while because of scavengers. For some reason, someone decided to put scavengers in the drainage system, and they constantly are killing you. Because they like to hand these little tiny tunnels where there's no other way to go. And because you have to like run past the scavengers, they get mad at you and they just kill you. And to restart my karma caching repeatedly. Pilgrimage. Yeah, that's true. $50-minute run in Gourmand Pebble percent. Well, why not story percent? What's wrong with story percent? 50 minutes in story percent would be pretty nice, right? Yeah, congrats. The only record, yeah. Yeah, every Gourmand category is like that. Not really. Do you know that several people have actually attempted Gourmand story percent and completed runs? They just haven't submitted them to the leaderboards? Really? It's not necessary. Yeah. People have run Gourmand story percent and just didn't submit the run. Didn't mean to grab that pole. Wasn't even thinking about it. Done a pole hub there. Excuse me. Thank you. Really? That's wonderful. I don't know if I want to hold on to this bat play. I could just get one later. There we go. That's a rock. Lizards? No. There's a lizard. There's... Oh my goodness, I didn't have a rock. I thought I had a rock. Not great. Not good movement. We're moving. A little bit. Bandit twins. Oof. Rough. I just kept going. I might have died. Cats? Who are you asking? That's pretty cool. That was ideal. Ski. Better arena for twins, just make a really long platform. Yeah. Honestly, just one huge platform across a very large area part of the world. That will that's a good arena for most bosses. That don't require that you fight in a specific biome. By Moonlord there. Just need good wings. I guess in that case you're relying a lot on the wings and not like the platforms letting you move around. Extra layers of platforms kind of act like better wings to reset your flat time. I shouldn't stop doing that. Stop doing that. There's two. That's actually wonderful because now I don't need to deal with them anymore. But I do need to deal with more of them now, potentially, probably. Which I don't like. I'm just gonna go up here. And if there happened to be a lizard in that tunnel, then I'd save myself. Oh, they're running away. That's great. Just barely able to make that. Yeah, jump too high there. Hello. This feels behind pace for some reason. I mean, I'm literally playing as a slug cat right now, so we're like halfway there. Although they're more like a rodent. Oh, I wanted that rock. That was so clean. No timer present? What do you mean? There's a timer at the top of the screen. About 11 minutes. Trying to fall off and die. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I was about to go and do exactly that. Fine. I had a rock. Wait. We're fine. Deja vu? Yeah, it might be hard to see this timer, but I really like that it's not too distracting. Especially if you're at the top of the screen. Why did I throw away that bat fly? I need food. Okay, how much time do I want to spend catching bat flies? But there's a pearl here. I learned something new. Okay, don't care about food anymore. Come on. I really want that to work out. Pick up, please. Thanks for stopping by. "81 dynamite wasn't enough to blow up 3 living trees." That's like a math question. Oh, why'd you have to do that? Why'd I have to do that? No. No, okay, whatever. Who cares? I probably should stop messing around with these, like, really experimental strategies. I mean, those experimental strategies is what I thought I could use to improve the record by a lot. Also, fitting music. Okay, which one? This one? This is for the... This is the first one, right? The chimney... Which run would I say I'm the most proud of? Out of the, like, out of my records, out of the speedruns that I've completed? that's a difficult question, actually. I can't really say that I'm perfectly happy with any of my runs, because I'm usually very much aware of what is technically possible, and then I do run and I don't quite match that, and then I don't have the motivation to like keep trying to improve it. Like, let's do the popcorn strategy. Let's say like Saint story percent, yeah? The record is something like 54, 55 minutes. I don't remember what it is exactly. But I am very much aware of the fact that that run has several minutes of time saved left, because I use splits for those runs, and I like timed them a bunch, and I did practice runs that achieved much faster times. So I know that like there's like several minutes to save off that run, but it's also like very difficult, and so it take a very long time to try to improve that. And that same kind of story applies to so many speedruns that I've done. I think I usually do more variety, more of just trying out a bunch of different categories, different characters, seeing which ones I like, which ones I don't. Yikes. And also seeing if there's any runs that have like not been optimized too much. I like to try to figure out like the best way to improve them. I guess I would say Rivulet story percent, if you want like a definitive answer to that. Yeah, this is the right echo song, but we're not getting an echo here. Although actually I can't even say that, because I was not the one to like make most of the improvements to that category. It was mostly someone else who saw my record, improved it a ton by finding optimizations, and I just took the optimizations back and improved the run again. I might not make it to the shelter, goodness. I'm gonna try. This is super risky. Depends on what the timer looks like when I look at this. I'm dead. Yep, we're dead. GG. The speedrun that I've probably spent the most time on, I think it's Spearmaster. Probably. It's probably Spearmaster story percent. But that's probably, and that's unfortunate because I haven't even finished a run. Yeah. The run that I've put the most time in, I haven't even completed it. I don't think I have a clear answer. Not a good first impression. Uh, I mean, you can never expect a speedrun to be perfect in every way possible. Especially with Rivulet. It has a lot of RNG, and it's very easy to make mistakes that kind of spiral out of control. Like, one tiny difference in your position might like mess up your entire sequence of movement for the whole room. But likely, like, you know, every time you enter a new room, everything kind of resets. If you get stuck in like one little area, it can kind of pile up. I have been doing this for a while. Started streaming like around the beginning of last year. Yeah. And I guess I've pretty much been doing speedruns for most of that time. It's probably the thing that's kept me playing this game for so long. And streaming, actually. If I was not streaming, there's like much less of a motivation, much less of a reason to try to keep practicing and improving. Because I determined early on that I want to have a schedule and stick to. Just say, do this number of streams every week. And when I'm sitting like an hour away from starting a stream and I'm like, I don't know what to do, it's easy just to do a speedrun attempt of something that I've already done plenty of times before. If I like trying out new speedrun categories, I usually don't want to just jump straight into them and say like, hey, here's a new character, let's do this speedrun. Hey, that's probably more interesting to try things that I haven't already done 100 times, but I always feel like I need to be prepared. Like, okay, I need to remember, I need to like learn the routes, remember it completely, make sure that I remember like all the strategies, all the rooms that you have to go through. This is a short cycle, and then I can start like doing attempts of the run. Probably not a good way to approach it, because it's like a much bigger barrier of like just starting it. Like when they just point at you. Hey guys. I still don't really feel like a speedrunner though. Just kind of happens to be the way that I play the game. I mean, you can already tell if you've been watching what's happening in the game. Every death means 3 minutes of sitting in that shelter, doing nothing essentially. It can be kind of boring. A lot of downpour characters have very slow starts to their run. Every death means you have to reset like the beginning, redo the beginning again. Someone like Rivet's like, okay, just point into that wall that way. Hello, lizard. You already have a meal. That's wonderful. Just drop the spider. Dude dropped the spider and was like, ooh, a rivulet. What a slick guy. Yikes. Just phase through that centipede. A little bit close on time. So dangerously close on time. I think I'm fine. No bat flies for me. We're good. No bad flies though, so like very small time loss a bit later in the run. I think I'll just go for the fruits in that room if I make it that far. That wasn't great. Okay, I got lucky. Try to do the pounce here. Nope. That's really fun. I don't know why I didn't think about doing a roll pounce there earlier. It's very natural feeling. Okay, Blizzard Hell. Hey guys, don't mind me. Just passing by. suck. Oh, he was scared. That's why I like to I'd like to play a big variety of categories. Never just stick to one character. I know that there's some people who are like specialists. They just do one single speedrun like 1,000 times. And those kind of people get the world record. or maybe not. Sometimes it's like one person who's very good gets all the records, but in more competitive speedrun games, it's sometimes it can just be like one guy in this one category who's just been playing it for like several years. I don't think I could ever do that. For things like Riv said, it's like I'll play for like a month, like practicing a lot, and then I'll take a break for like another few months, and then I'll be like, hey, I haven't done this category in a while. I can return to that. And this is the category that I haven't played in like a year. At least the first time that I did. Didn't know what to do there. Sphere was given to me. Abomination. Oh, if I pick up that butterfly. Egg bug. That was an option. I saw them earlier. Okay, I'm gonna grab... There's a popcorn plant over there. That's too far over there. There's also some bad flies right there. No, not that guy. There should be bad flies at the top of the next room. Wonderful. Of course, I just pick up another bat fly naturally. Hello, Echo. Please wake up from your eternal slumber. Okay. Why is that so inconsistent? I really want this to work just one time, man. It was so cool. Where else would you even put an unlock for egg bugs? Like outskirts? wonder if it's possible to wall pounce out of a pipe as you're leaving it. Whoa, I just like launched out of that. I didn't even like react in time at all. There we go. Finally, did that correctly. Something like one in Outskirts. I'm very familiar with that one in Outskirts because I've fed them to lizards like 100 times. I need to get used to checking the cycle length in this shelter. It's 7 pips. Think that's enough? I don't know how many pips I had on the time where I didn't make it. I should probably have checked that. 7 is on like the higher end of cycle length, so it should be fine. Oh damn, I survived that? Just gotta keep moving. Why am I drifting to the right? For what reason? Usually you go like perfectly straight when you leave a pipe. I think I have enough time. I don't even know what keys I was pressing. Hey, when you like go down backwards and your body kind of goes into the pipe that you want to go into, so you're like forced to go in backwards. We have like plenty of time. So 7 pips is plenty of time. 6 pips is like just barely enough time. Maybe I had 6 pips last time, but I was a bit slower. I already have a spear. You can do this. Sure is. Sure looks a lot like Looks of the Moon. Wrong way. Oh, wow. That just killed me. Okay. What the heck? I guess I was like stunned. The worm grass didn't have much work to do. That's a pretty big time loss still. I'll keep going. What's all the unsettling music? No spider. Rivulet has better movement. I'm not biased. Actually, I think they do. Yes. Come on. I mean, I guess it depends on do you consider wall pounces to be part of that? Because wall pounces as Rivulet are incredibly powerful, but they're also like kind of niche. And they depend on the environments. Yikes. If I died there, that would, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't. Wall pounces don't really feel like an official move, right? They're kind of like gank. I guess that's what's stopping us. Too fast. Stuff might not be, no. Like, Artificer would not have any problem at all with that jump, but if you do a turn storage backflip on the top of that pole, then you do make it. So do you consider them equal? Probably not. You'd say Artificer is still the better one, because you just do a double jump and that's much easier and more effective than doing like a whole tech setup to do the same thing as Riv. But I think Riv is still better because being able to chain together moves like slide pounces, backflips and stuff give you like instantaneous movement that is very, very fast. Like, Artificer just cannot... Artificer cannot move this fast. Yeah. You also don't get stunned by doing it. That's a benefit. Also underwater movement, but that doesn't really feel too important. And Saint is like situational, right? They need a ceiling. If they have a ceiling, they're incredibly fast. And they can also climb walls indefinitely, very easily. I didn't even have a. I don't think this is the run, honestly. But also, if you're just like on a flat platform, Saint doesn't really have any options. Oh my gosh, I'm actually throwing. When I threw like 20 rooms ago. How was the wall pass? I think that, like, in the perfect best case scenario for each character, Saint is the best. Then it's Riv, then Artificer. But in any environment, Artificer can usually do more, actually. Although, also Saint can too. It's kind of hard to tell, actually. But a lot of the time, Artificer's jump can actually feel kind of limited. Like, not actually that good. This felt mediocre. I don't even know what the time was for my previous run. I could go check that right now. That's the wrong. Sphere Master definitely is not on the list at all. Yeah, the other one was faster by like 30 seconds. Not minutes, definitely not. But I think like the death alone might have lost 30 seconds. Being inclined in the depth doesn't help. There were a lot of mistakes. I think I'm probably done. See the fan, the computer fan is going crazy again. What is so wild about the menu? I guess it is running at 300 FPS, but it's certainly strange. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Usually everyone who decides to watch me move around. Yeah, 300 FPS. I guess just because there's not much going on, it can just go as fast as it can for no reason. I do have it set to uncapped FPS. The computer is like, I better render this basic screen as much as I possibly can. Yes, thank you everyone for watching. See ya. Oh damn, not while this good music is playing.